Hello. Stay here. It's much more exciting on this stage. Right. Hyperion. Hyperion is linking solar energy to blockchain. Solar energy, 1 minute on solar energy. Solar energy, renewable energy, is absolutely 100% the future. Solar energy is already the cheapest way to produce electricity. And solar can produce all the future needs for the planet. 47% of the new capacity built in renewables last year was solar energy. The growth in solar energy is quite phenomenal, and it's a very, very profitable way of making money. We do not need oil, we do not need nuclear, we do not need coal polluting and warming the world, and we'd like you to back our project and look at our project seriously. Now, I'd like to say a few words about ICOs. We believe that ICOs are the new way of raising finance. Worldwide, if you're running a small business, if you've got a small business idea, it's very difficult to raise money. The smaller brokers, the smaller stockbrokers, the smaller banks, by and large, have been acquired by the bigger players. And sub 200 million, it is very difficult to raise money in the current worldwide environment. We believe that everything is switching very quickly to ICO type structure. I was at Davos a few days ago, and almost every single booth, every presentation, every group discussion was about ICO projects, about funding blockchain projects. And as I said, I think we believe it's the way to finance going forward. So there's increasing demand for solar energy. It's replacing the traditional sources of information. The cost of solar energy is a bit like Moore's law. It's coming down very, very quickly. And every year, the cost of producing solar energy decreases. And just think about it. You've got a nuclear power station. You've got to keep supplying it with new uranium or whatever you're using as your base source. You're going to have to probably pay for it 100 years after you've closed it down. You know, every year there's very significant costs. If you've got a coal station or an oil station, every year significant costs. With solar energy, you've got to clean the panels. Every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. You have got very, very limited costs. Once you've built the solar energy plant, you're generating cash, you're generating money, which you can return to your token holders. Could I play the video, please?
Industrial production growth over the past century and a half has led to a significant increase in the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, which has accelerated global warming. The average temperature continues to rise. If the current trend is maintained, by 2040, average global temperatures will increase by 2 degrees Celsius. This can cause radical changes that humanity is simply not prepared for. Fortunately, there is a solution: to use renewable energy sources, and in particular, solar energy. There are numerous advantages to solar power plants, including short construction time, 10 megawatts per month, durability, at least 25 years, ease of use, OPEX less than $50,000 per SPP. This is why the solar energy market offers such incredible potential. The explosive growth in the market has been driven by the Paris Climate Agreement of 2015, which created a new instrument, the Power Purchasing Agreement, PPA. PPAs guarantee the total purchase of domestic energy production at an advantageous fixed rate. Thanks to their status, PPAs offer returns which are as reliable as government bonds. This is why once construction of a plant is completed, we will be able to sell it on to a portfolio investor, generating up to triple returns based on the difference between the real IRR and the capital rate of sale. Each token is bound to 1 watt distributed in our energy grid of all our projects. On average, 1 watt produces 1.72 kilowatt hours, which will be bought out by Hyperion under fixed tariff. After commissioning of new solar power plants, capacity which is bound to your tokens will grow proportionally, so they can produce more kilowatt hours. Therefore, cash bonuses of your tokens will increase from year to year, and market value of your token will exponentially rise more than 10 times as much within 2 months after ICO. We currently have PPAs for 700 megawatts secured for Hyperion, including 90 megawatts for these first phase objects. Our team has many years of experience in successfully building solar power plants and a high level of expertise in business management and attracting investment. Join us, save our planet, and earn a lot of money. Hyperion Fund, the most profitable way to save the planet.
In the 21st century, it is easier than ever for people to meet and connect.
Okay, so I think you got that, but just let's go through it again. You buy the token, your token is linked to electricity production capacity. Each watt, we have a fixed amount of money coming in. We know because of the PPA agreements, which 197 countries have signed, how much money is going to come in. So in crude terms, if we just build in the first year, we're going to pay you back 100% in 3 years. But we're not just going to build in the first year. As soon as we have a solar power station built and developed, we will sell it to a traditional investor at quite a big uplift and then reinvest the money. We reinvest the money and your capacity goes up. You don't have to do anything, but the following year you will get more, and the following year you will get more again. There's a huge potential in solar energy. Okay, the bleeper's not going, so can you move the slide? Thank you. And let's go one more slide on, please. So we are currently at venture stage. We've got $30 million committed. The pre-IPO, which is at a 25% discount, starts first week of March. The IPO will be the second or third week of March. We expect to raise between 80 and 100 million. We will be building within a month. The whole point about a PPA, if you didn't catch it from the video, is you've got all the agreements to start building. The whole problem in emerging markets is often you've got to go and pay the local administration, you know, give them a bunch of flowers or a box of chocolates or an envelope, and it takes you 1 or 2 or 5 years before you get your building permission. With a PPA, you get a set of 7 documents and you're ready to build. I am almost ready for questions.
We're at question time.
I see the board. Okay, questions then. Give me the question.
All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Renu Bhatia. Quick question on, there's a lot of people in your space at the moment looking to ICO and solar power. Can you kind of try and distinguish what makes you different?
We're not aware of very many people in our space who are actively building solar power stations. I think to start with, we've got an extremely good team. I wanted to highlight some of the members of the team, but our main contractor who's on the board have been building solar power stations for 15 years, and they've built already significant solar power stations. Also, we're particularly focusing on emerging markets, Eastern Europe, so Kazakhstan, Iran, Oman, Bahrain, Hungary, the Dominican Republic are our lead projects. So I think we're going places where other people are not necessarily going.
And one other question from me. If you were to sort of highlight 2 major challenges or risks to your projects, what would they be?
The major challenge is banks. The major challenge, I think, for almost everybody in this hall is arranging proper banking facilities and cooperating with banks. Because we got a team that are experienced, you know, I've done 5 stock market flotations, so I think banks are one major problem. We don't believe there's always some risk in construction, but to build a solar power plant takes 3 months. You know, it is not rocket science. It really is very straightforward, and our contractors have done it for the last 15 years anyway. Final question?
Yeah, question here.
Yep.
Why do you need an ICO or a token to build a power plant? I understand it's for fundraising, but there is, I mean, especially if you have an experienced team, you can fundraise without this.
The distribution of the funds over the 20-year period, the token will have a 20-year period, will be done via the blockchain. And there's huge efficiency in that. I mean, also transparency. If you go to the traditional market, you're going to have the fund managers take money from all the investors for 20 years.
Okay, I guess my question was, how do you really tap on blockchain advantages as opposed to what has been so far in existence? Because if you use blockchain, you have to tap on specific things that blockchain has, right? You said distribution?
Well, the blockchain predominantly is going to be used to distribute the income, because you're going to have income coming from 10 or 20 different countries, or the utility companies in those 10 or 20 countries. That could be a very complicated financial and very costly financial exercise if done in the traditional way. We're going to be doing it all via the smart contract, and we believe very efficiently.
Okay, just one last is it going to target also individuals or businesses, or I'm going to have a mobile app or website, or how can we?
We're going to target businesses and individuals, both.
Thank you very much.